This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It sure is great being here with you, helping you learn to play the guitar. This is lesson 27 in this mini course that is all about flat picking. Sort of wrapping up in these lessons that we're into right now on the accompaniment side. And we're inserting bass note runs between the chord changes, which is super fun. Continuing to work with the bass down up, alternate bass down up strumming pattern. In this lesson specifically, we're going to work on inserting bass note runs or bass note walks, if you want to call them that, between A and E7, between E7 and A. Worked on that some in the last lesson, but in this lesson we're adding up to D, so A to D, and then back from D to A. So let's go ahead and look at this. Just a little bit of a review with A to E7. So when going from A to E7, on that 6th string after we're playing the bass down up, because these walks are going to come in on beats 3 and 4, so we're going to go bass down up on the A chord, down to E7 is going to take the 4th fret on the 6th string to the 2nd fret on the 6th string to the open E, which is the open string. So A down to E7. Going back to A, it goes in reverse. 2nd fret, 4th fret on that 6th string, and then the open A. So we'd have A down to E7. And then we got back to A. We worked on that a ton in the last lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and skip working on that anymore. But if you need more help, check out that last lesson. Going from A to D, though, works very, very similar. So when going from A to the D chord, on the open 5th string is where we've got our A. Then we're going to play the 2nd fret on that string, the 4th fret on that string, and then up to the open D. So A, and then up to D. I'll do that again. A, on that 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, takes us up to the D. So we have A, up to D. Going back to A works the same way, so we go 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then the open A. So we're going to have D on that 5th string, 4th fret, 2nd fret to the open A. So we go back and forth, giving each one of those 2 measures per chord. We'll play a measure of the strumming pattern on the chord. Then in the next measure we play half of it, and then we insert the walk on beats 3 and 4. So we'd have A, up to D. We go back to A. We go up to D. We go back to A. Up to D. Back to A. Up to D. Back to A, up to D, back to A, just speeding up here, up to D, back to A, 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 and up to D. Now, in the song that we're going to do, which is She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, we don't ever have a spot where we go from D to E7. That's sort of an unusual movement in most of the chord progressions that we end up doing this in, but just to sort of humor ourselves, the D to the E7 or the E7 to the D is a little bit different. It's a little bit tricky, but we can still take on the D and use the same one we would use for the E from going from A to E7. So we can just approach the E7 going 4th fret, 2nd fret to that E. So we got D, and then just jump to E7. It's just like a big jump. Another time, just sounds kind of like a big jump, right? comes out of nowhere, but if it's in the chord progression, it would work. Now, because you also have an E at the 2nd fret of the 4th string, sometimes D, you could come higher than it if you wanted to, or approach it chromatically from below, which I think is kind of cool, to go 4th fret of the A string, hit that open D again, and then up to the E that's a little bit higher. Of course, then maybe you want to just hit that bass note on the high string instead of the low string if you were going to do that, but just kind of to humor as an alternate. See how that kind of works? It's kind of cool. So that's another option. I'll show you that again. So you got D, and then 4th fret open to the E, and I'm just using that top string. So that's another option. Now from the E7 to the D, we have two ways we can approach the D. One way is the same way we were approaching it when we were coming from the A chord. So the 2nd fret on the 5th string to the 4th fret on the 5th string to the open D. So if I was going from E7 to D, it's kind of comes out of nowhere, but it totally works. And it also works because that's the alternating, when we start that's the alternating bass note of the E7, which is kind of nice. So and then it's like, oh, surprise, we're going up to the D chord. We could also approach the D chord from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret to the open string on the 4th string. So E7. So that's another option as well. I'll show that one more time. E7. So there's some options for the less common chord changes. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this in to the progression that I've got here on the board, which is the chord progression for She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. Kind of a fun song to do this with. Down in the description below, you can find a link. Download a free copy of the sheet music in PDF form. It's probably a little easier to follow along actually with the sheet music, but you can also see the chord progression up here on the board. So we're going to have 6 measures of A. So we're going to do the strumming pattern on A 6 times, but in the last measure of A, right before we go on to the E7 chord, we're going to insert our bass note run on beats 3 and 4, or bass note walk on beats 3 and 4, taking us to E7. So our 4, 2, open. Then with E7, we got 2 measures. So we'll play E7, and then on that 3rd beat of that 2nd measure of E7, the one right before the A, we'll insert our walk back to A. 2 measures of A, so on that measure of A that's right before the D, we'll insert our walk on beat 3 and 4 to D, and then on that 2nd measure of D, which is right before the A, we'll do our walk back to A. Now, when you only have one measure of a chord, sometimes it's a bit much to throw it in, but I'm going to go ahead and throw them in here anyway. So I'm going to have bass down up on A, and then I'm going to walk to E7, have bass down up on E7, and walk back to A. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this. She'll be, we'll do it nice and slow, so that train won't be coming very fast this first time. So 1, 2, 1, 2. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. If you want to throw an ending on, you take the 1 chord, which is A, 5 chord, E7, and back to the A. Which is kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. And we could take it even faster. So maybe that's a bit fast for you, but I'll demonstrate it at least. So 1, 2, 1, 2. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around be coming around the mountain, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Super fun! Okay, so in a lot of these lessons we've done the melody. Because we did this lesson a while back in lesson 8 in this mini series. We've already done the melody, but as we push forward here, coming up pretty soon in just a couple more of these lessons after we wrap up inserting these bass notes in between the different chord changes, we'll start to look at flat picking more as far as the melodic side, which is really what flat pickers are known for. So in preparing for that, it's nice to sometimes work on some of these simple melodies that way. I've already demonstrated that with She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain in lesson 8, but you've got it there in standard music notation and tablature, so lots of ways to start working on that, which is beneficial. So you can do that if you'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up in this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to work between E and B7. So we haven't done those chords yet. We'll work on inserting bass note runs between E and B7. It's going to be great. Hope you're having fun. Take care. I'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.